Welcome, everyone. One of the best ways to prepare for the IELTS speaking test is to see it in action. That's exactly what we're doing today with this complete mock test from Spinta. As you listen, think about what the candidate does well and where they could improve. Afterwards, we'll compare notes with a full performance breakdown. Let's begin. Good morning. Can you please tell me your name?
Good morning. My name is John Doe.
Thank you, John. And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, but I currently live in San Francisco.
That's interesting. How long have you been living in San Francisco?
I've been living in San Francisco for about 3 years now. I moved here for work, and I really enjoy the vibrant atmosphere.
What do you enjoy most about living there?
I love the diversity of the city. There's always something happening, and the food scene is amazing. You can find cuisines from all over the world.
That sounds wonderful. What do you do for a living?
I work as a software engineer. I've been in the tech industry for about 5 years now, and I find it very fulfilling.
Why did you choose this profession?
Well, I've always had an interest in technology since I was a kid. I used to take apart gadgets just to see how they worked. Eventually, I decided to study computer science, and it's been an exciting journey since then.
That's interesting. What do you find most challenging about your job?
I think the most challenging part is keeping up with the rapid advancements in technology. There's always something new to learn, and it can be overwhelming at times.
Let's talk a bit about your hobbies. What do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I enjoy hiking and exploring nature. There are some beautiful trails around San Francisco. I also like to dabble in photography.
That sounds fun. How did you get into photography?
I got my first camera as a gift from my parents. At first, I just took random photos at family gatherings, but as I learned more about composition and lighting, I started to take it more seriously.
Do you have a favorite subject to photograph?
Yes, I particularly enjoy landscape photography. Capturing the beauty of nature during sunrise or sunset is just magical.
Let's move on to part 2. Here's your task card. Describe a memorable journey you have taken. You should say where you went, how you got there, what you did there, and explain why it was memorable.
Okay, let me think. One of the most memorable journeys I took was a trip to Kyoto, Japan. I went there last year with a couple of friends. We flew from San Francisco to Tokyo and took the Shinkansen, which is Japan's famous bullet train, to Kyoto. It was such an experience. Once we arrived, we visited stunning temples, like Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion. The architecture and gardens were breathtaking. We also explored the Arashiyama bamboo grove, which felt like stepping into another world. What made this trip unforgettable was the tranquility of the places we visited, and the delicious traditional food we tried. Sharing these experiences with friends made it even more special. I also enjoyed learning about the local culture and history. Overall, it was a journey that truly expanded my horizons.
That sounds like an amazing experience. Did anything particularly challenging happen during your trip?
Yes, actually. One of the challenges was the language barrier. Many locals spoke limited English, so we had to rely on translation apps quite a bit. However, it pushed us to learn a few basic Japanese phrases, which ended up being really fun and rewarding.
That's great. Moving on to part 3 now. Let's discuss travel in more detail. Why do you think people enjoy traveling?
I believe people enjoy traveling because it allows them to break out of their everyday routines and experience new cultures. Exploring new places can be very refreshing and often inspiring.
Do you think travel has an impact on people's perspectives?
Absolutely. Traveling exposes individuals to different ways of life, which can change their viewpoints. For example, seeing how people live with less material wealth can make one appreciate what they have more.
How do you think travel affects relationships among people?
Travel can significantly strengthen relationships. When people travel together, they face challenges and create memories that bond them. It often leads to deeper connections and shared experiences that they can cherish.
What about the environmental impact of travel? Is that an important consideration?
Yes, I think it is quite important. The environmental footprint of traveling, especially with flying, can be quite large. More people are becoming aware of this, and I think sustainable travel practices are gaining traction, which is a positive development.
Lastly, what do you think is the future of travel post-pandemic?
I believe the future of travel will involve more emphasis on safety and sustainability. People may prefer more remote and less crowded destinations. Additionally, technology will likely play a bigger role in the travel experience, such as through virtual reality tours or contactless services.
Thank you, John. It was a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you for the opportunity. I enjoyed our conversation.
The candidate demonstrated a good level of fluency and coherence throughout the conversation. John was able to speak at length with minimal hesitation, and he effectively organized his thoughts. His vocabulary was appropriate and varied, with some good expressions which enhanced his answers. However, there were moments where word choice could have been more precise, indicating a slightly limited range. In terms of grammatical accuracy, John made few minor errors, but managed to convey his ideas clearly. His pronunciation was generally clear, with only a few instances of mispronunciation that did not impede understanding. Overall, he appears to fit the estimated band score of 6.5 to 7.0. His strengths lie in his ability to engage in a meaningful conversation and his descriptive storytelling in Part 2. However, there is room for improvement in vocabulary precision and grammatical range. Thank you for practicing with this IELTS Speaking mock test. Visit Spinta for more comprehensive mock tests and personalized feedback to boost your IELTS score.